So there's three in my family. It's myself, and then I have a little brother and a little sister. We're all separated by 5 years, so there's a pretty big gap between me and my little sister. Between me and my little sister. Um, I was born in Baldwin Park, grew up in La Puente for a little bit, and then I moved to Colinga, California for uh probably when I was 8 years old. So and I'm 23 now. So I pretty much grew up here. This is I call Colinga my home, and what I like to do, I love to hang out with my friends and family. Just cherish the moments with them, laughing.
So, what made you want to get into MMA? Like, when was that? What did you do that was kind of that moment where you said, I think this is what I want to do?
So so at first it started like I was playing football and I wasn't having the best success. I was supposed to, coach was talking about I'm supposed to be hitting the weights, and then, but I didn't really have nobody to teach me, kind of like how to lift weights, and so then I tried to ask my father, and my father was kind of like, I probably shouldn't be lifting weights so young, and then, long story short, my dad and Coach Lowell Watson, they worked together, and after work one day, Lowell followed him home, and he took me to his house where he was training at. And then after that, I kind of just been with him ever since. But like on a deeper note, though, to like what kind of what made me like kind of want to keep it is I always kind of like the idea of learning how to like defend yourself and learning to like pick up a martial art, whether it's boxing. Actually, so at first I started boxing, and then that was like in sixth grade. Me and my little brother, we started boxing in Avenel, and then but we kind of like didn't really. We kind of like fell off a little bit,
Mhm.
and then so a couple years later, MMA came around, and then we kind of like, oh no, can't let it slip away twice. So
Yeah.
so we stuck with MMA, and that's kind of like I always like the idea of learning how to defend yourself, especially being the older sibling. You never like growing up. I never had like a big brother to call on or something like that. So I was kind of like, wow, it's me. So
Yeah.
let me kind of figure it out. And then luckily though, I'm blessed now with friends that have become family, and now I have a lot of big brothers. So my tri-city family. Yeah.
How long have you been doing MMA for?
So I started like I started at 14 actually. So I'm born in October. I started like December, like around December 2014. So that's about like I'm going on 10 years.
Mhm.
And yeah, shoot,
You've
time
been doing
flies.
it ever since.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that. Like MMA is a new sport too, so it's like constantly evolving. Like from when it first started to now, and I feel like the game just keeps on elevating, and everybody's kind of getting better at everything, and so it's a constant. You got to kind of grow with it.
I also see here that you are coming back from an injury. Tell
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me a little bit about that.
So last year, actually, it's what's today, the 20th. So actually, last year on the September 16th, I fought on the 509 fights, the 100th card. And like 4 weeks before that, like in my fight camp, I tore some stuff in my foot, like my toe, like I tore like my capsule joint, some of my ligaments, and then I guess my tendon was all messed up. But so like my toe is kind of like always dislocated. Even in my shoe, I'd pop it back in and it would go right back out. Um, but I was kind of 4 weeks out, and my grandpa, well, I was 4 weeks out, and then I kind of felt like once you kind of signed, like if you signed a contract and you could kind of get through it, then I was like, all right, cool. Because a lot of people bought their tickets, and I was like, you know what, it's just something I could push through. Maybe like if it was like something more severe, I probably definitely have to reconsider. But I was like, oh, we can push through. It was 4 weeks out. I knew my toe was messed up going to that fight. So I was kind of like it was kind of like my fight camp. I was kind of like working around it, kind of babying it almost. And what's it called? And then on top of that, my grandpa came in from Mexico, and he was gonna go. That was my first time having him here watch my fights. So my mom's dad. So it's kind of like on top of like already like I feel like once you kind of like kind of agree to about
Mhm.
and you sign the contract, then I try to like I kind of I take it serious. So it's like if that injury kind of it was kind of I was like ooh my first kind of like when I had to dislocated and then we pushed through the camp. Luckily, thank God we got the win. Everything was good. But then so I took a surgery a couple months after that, like I think a month or 2 months after that. And then so then ever since then we kind of just been recovering and rehabbing and then kind of changed up the lifestyle a little bit. And so thank God we're here. We got opportunity a year later, fighting for the belt. Wonderful opportunity, healthy. Because I have also had another like I've had past injuries before where like right when I was about to sign that contract that week, boom, something happened to me, and I'm like, damn. So and then I couldn't fight.
Mhm.
Um, I'm definitely no stranger to injury. So I totally understand whenever it's a part of the game. Injuries we try to prevent them as much as we can, but unfortunately, they happen, and we kind of just, it kind of help almost like it helps you become better overall as a fighter and almost like a person too. I feel like it teaches you things along the way of when you're recovering and you kind of got to sit out and just you and your thoughts and
Yeah.
reflecting. Yeah. So it's kind of cool,
Yeah.
I guess.
So, you mentioned your family flying out for last year. Are you expecting that same support this upcoming 28th also?
So I'm very blessed. I have amazing friends and family that always support me, and they come from LA, Long Beach. My grandparents, they were here because I think they like to visit around this time, and so they're here right now in the United States. But I think they go back like the day before I might fight. So I mean, it's all good. They couldn't this time, big deal. But my family, except they're kind of so, kind of to go back, like how you said a little bit about a little bit about myself too. Fun fact is, we kind of moved up here, and it was just us, like my immediate family, like my mom, dad, my brother, my sister. We came to Colinga because my dad got a job out here, and then I kind of called it home ever since. But like most of my family, they're down south. It's kind of spread out between like West Covina, Pomona, La Fuente, Long Beach, Fontana. So, but I'm very fortunate, very blessed, and very grateful that they come up and make the drive. And I've also have friends that have become family, even outside of like from my family down south, where like my whether at work, I've also have family at work now that we start off as coworkers, and then we became friends, and now we're like family,
Yeah.
and they always support. So it's I'm very blessed to have a huge support system, and I'm very grateful, and that's also why I kind of feel like it's my job, and it's kind of like, and especially too with my coaches, they've they've taken the chance and they've taken the time, and they've invested so much in me that I feel like it's only right that I do the same by always giving it 100%, and taking this very serious, and you know also on telling my coaches that have given their time to me, their friends, and I mean their friends and their families, that it's very much a sacrifice because we spend a lot of time at the gyms, and we spend a lot of time just working and trying to develop our crafts that our loved ones support us. Very grateful for my girlfriend too. She's very supportive and understands like the kind of like the grind that comes with it to the fight game. And I'm also very thankful for Five Nine Fights and Jeremy Luchow that they gave me the opportunity to fight for the title, and they've given me the chance to go showcase my skills and everything I worked for the past 10 years. So, it's a blessing to be in a spot, and I take it very serious, and so hopefully I'll be able to showcase that as the years go by too.
A welcome back for everyone, for some people. What has been like the feelings building up to this?
Definitely, as the closer it gets by, as the closer the fight gets, the day comes, you kind of like more like, all right, cool, this is everything we've been working for, everything that we've been grinding for these last past couple of 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever sacrifices were made. Um, you know, the as far as like the feelings, nervousness and stuff like that, yeah, I feel like I'm always nervous whenever I gotta go compete. It's kind of a good thing to be honest, because I feel like I kind of like the nerves a little bit. That's kind of like what kind of makes me want to get that extra work in and go and make sure I try to sharpen this up and try to sharpen that up and put the extra miles in. And so I don't think it's a bad thing. But that yeah, it feels almost surreal being back a year later in the cage. Same spot, same venue, and for the belt this time. So that's gonna be tight. That's gonna be cool.
I mean, you mentioned you guys build a close relationship within all the guys fighting and maybe other people in the industry too. Are you excited to maybe see everyone again back in the same ring?
Yeah, definitely. It's a wonderful environment. Always at Papanan fights, it's always a very you go, you see everybody, you see all the fighters that from the Central Valley too. That we all got the same goal, and you know we're all, even though, say, like, for example, that day we're competing there, and everyone's fighting whoever they're fighting. At the end of the day, we all kind of got the same goals, and we all want to make it to the UFC, and we all want to make it become a world champion. That's like the ultimate goal for all of us. And at the end of the day, we all represent the Central Valley. So, whenever everybody hits the next level and they hit pro, and I'm always rooting for everybody, showing everybody that from here, from the Central Valley, I'm always kind of hoping we all make it through, and we all accomplish our goals, and we all perform, we all fight well, and we all go home well with no injuries. That's always yeah, we go out there, we get put on a show, and we do our thing, but I never wish no one no bad, so hopefully, I wish we all go out there, do our thing, have fun, and then go home and celebrate, or whatever, with our families. But that's kind of, it's a good environment. It's a good feeling. It's always I always try to soak it all in, because you never know when, knock on wood, but you never know when it's like, when's your last time competing. So
What can you share? Obviously, not to um give your training skills away, but like, what would you say is probably the hardest part leading up to a fight?
oh man, um the hardest part, shoot, yeah, that's a good one. I feel like there's like, for, if this makes sense, like, every camp is kind of almost everything's kind of a little hard or a little different, because, like, I feel like every camp, they like, or even training in general, it's like, I feel like when we trying to learn a new skill, it's going to be always hard, because it's always brand new. Sometimes it could get frustrating, like, say, whether you're learning a new style or a new move, or just some, like, introducing something new. Overall, it'll make you a better fighter, but it's definitely, like, kind of hard when you're doing it, because usually, I don't know, at least I speak for myself. I don't know if, if other people can relate, other fighters can relate. But, like, when I introduce something new, I feel like I get hit a little more, or I'll get tagged, or my timing's a little off, or things feel kind of funny, and then sometimes you're just like, you have those days where you're just like, damn, like, you feel like, you definitely have your highs and lows. I'd say as the same thing, though, like, as sometimes, like, when it's hard introducing the new movements, and something brand new, it's also a very, you feel very, like, it's a very cool feeling whenever whatever you try to introduce, you kind of start piecing it together, and everything kind of starts falling in place, because then you're kind of, all right, cool, like, this is kind of like, all right, like, you feel good. It's almost like, you
Okay.
see your hard work, and then you see everything kind of like, all right, this is what it was for.
Oh.
Um,
So it's
but
like trial and error as you're
yes,
introducing a new skill.
yeah, 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 and it's almost like yeah, exactly, trial and error.
Mhm.
Also, weight cuts, they kind of suck too. Weight cuts.
Yeah. I can't even
So
imagine. That was honestly my final question was, I know you have to make a certain weight. Do you think making the weight is a little is do you think like that's probably the hard part?
it can be. It can be, definitely, especially if, like, off season, you kind of lose discipline.
Hmm.
Um, I've definitely, if I keep it real, yeah, I've had that, like, where off season I've gotten too big, and I've definitely got in trouble for it. But yeah, so it's like when that happens, and yeah, your weight cut kind of sucks. But also I feel like that's kind of like why I'm also making these changes. Oh, also I feel like coming off of injuries, it's kind of like you gotta be. I've learned that you had to be extra more. You got to be even more disciplined with your diet, because since you're not working out, blowing up's kind of easy.
Yeah.
And I've I've had it to where, like, I'm like, damn, damn, I don't think I'm gonna be this heavy. And then so definitely learn from my mistakes. As just part of I don't know, trial and error, being young,
Yeah.
I guess. But trying to do my best to not let that happen, and make the lifestyle changes. Um, and yeah, so that and it's never easy, when you see the good food, like,
Yeah.
past you,
So
and you go to your mom's house and she's
yeah,
cooking something
that home cooked
fire,
meal.
and you can't eat it because you gotta be eating diet. That's definitely, yeah. I don't know if it ever gets easier now, because
Yeah.
every time I've been cutting weight for a little bit, and every time I go home, my mom's cooking chilaquiles or something. It's
Oh
like,
no.
damn.
Can never skip out on those
I'll
chilaquiles,
see you guys
honestly.
later.
So, okay, let's end this off on a good note. Once you make weight, what is that meal that you eat after? Do you have a specific meal that you go to right after?
So, okay, so kind of. So right after, we still had to be on diets, like,
Mhm.
until we fight. And then
Yeah.
after we fight, we usually go either to In-N-Out, or sometimes my mom, she'll make pozole. So I go
Oh,
home, and all our friends and family kind of meet up at my mom's and my dad's, and we eat kind of whatever mom cooks. And usually
yeah.
it tends to be pozole, so that's fire. You know, yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
good.
We had all this. Are you gonna work on this here?